Thank you so much for helping me move in. I'm really glad to have been able to organise this before coming to Australia.
That's okay. You're really lucky to have this room. It's bigger than the other rooms in the house. Now, there's 8 people in this house, so we just share the kitchen, the lounge, the toilet, so on.
Thank you so much. And I only have to pay $200 a week, and I can stay here as long as I like.
That's right. But I need you to pay me $800 now. Normally, other landlords would charge 4 weeks bond money, but because you're my friend's friend, I'll only charge you 2 weeks bond money plus 2 weeks rent in advance. But remember, because this is an informal arrangement, I can't give you a receipt.
That's okay. Thank you so much. I'm really lucky to have you looking after me.
That's okay. This way.
Here are the keys to the unit.
Thank you.
And the general rules of the complex. Since you didn't get a chance to see the unit before signing and you're not from around town, I've got a map here of the local area.
Great.
Once we're done here, I might take you for a little tour around the complex.
Thank you so much, John. If the pictures I saw on the internet are anything to go by, with the palm trees and the pool, I'm really going to love this place.
I'm sure you will. So what you're saying is you're not happy with the place?
No, I like the place. I just can't study if I stay here. Can you hear the noise?
I don't mind hearing people having a good time. Did you know you could change the way you perceive something if you think positively?
No, I really don't want to stay here. What can I do?
Well, we'll have to advertise to find your replacement resident. You're going to have to keep on paying rent till somebody moves in. You'll also have to pay a week's reletting fee. And you'll also have to pay to get your room professionally cleaned.
I don't have that kind of money. I'm a student. How can I afford to pay rent at another place and keep paying rent for this place?
So don't move.
Hi Amy, how are you? Hello. Want to take a seat and I'll see how I can help you today.
I just don't understand why we've received this paperwork in the first place. The carpet was already like that when we moved in.
Did you sign an entry condition report when you moved in?
I'm pretty sure I completed all the paperwork properly, but I don't remember signing an entry condition report. I've kept copies of everything, so if I did, it should be here. Actually, I can't seem to find it. I think we were both just really busy at the time. We must have forgotten about it.
Well, in that case, first maybe if you talk to the landlord and see if you can sort something out.
Okay, thanks. Yeah, I will. Margaret, I think there's been a misunderstanding. I don't understand why you want to claim $1,500 from our bond money. I believe we're entitled to all of our bond money back. We kept the place exactly the same as when we first moved in.
I'm sorry, I don't agree. You can clearly see the stains and the marks, and I can't rent the house out again until the carpet is fixed.
Those marks were already there when we moved in.
I don't remember seeing the marks. One of you must have done that, and you'll have to pay for the repairs. Perhaps you should check with your housemates.
It's not fair that we should have to pay for something that we did not do. I'm 100% certain that we didn't cause those marks. I know now that you should have given us an entry condition report when we first moved in. However, I believe in justice. Let's settle this through the Residential Tenancies Authority.
OK. As long as you can provide evidence the marks were there when you moved in. Otherwise, you'll pay for the damage.
Wow, you guys had a pretty close call. Are you all right?
Yes, I think we're just shaken up.
Did you want to come inside for a cup of tea just before you go?
Yes, please. I think I need to calm my nerves down a bit before I get in the car again.
Cool. Well, that's my house just there. Did you want to come inside?
Sure.
Hey, you guys go to Griffith? Me too.
I'm so sorry about what happened. I was so focused on my problem, I didn't even pay attention to the traffic. I could have been run over. I've been so distracted because I have nowhere to stay tonight. I finally found a housemate to move into the room I was renting. The only problem, though, is I want to move in straight away, and I still haven't found a place to move into.
So, you were only renting a room? I found under the Residential Tenancies and Rooming Accommodation Act 2008, depending on whether you live in a residential tenancy, like a unit or a house, or a rooming accommodation, like a private student accommodation, your rights and responsibilities could be slightly different.
Yeah, I had a rooming accommodation agreement, so I only needed to find one other person to replace me, which didn't affect my other housemate's agreement.
Oh, so you're looking for a place to rent as well? I was just on my way to inspect a house when the accident happened. I really want to move out with my friend as soon as possible. The place I've been renting is terrible. I was told that I shouldn't be paying that much rent for a small room with so many people living in one house.
Yes, some people seem to like ripping off students.
I know that now. There are a lot of problems sharing with so many people. In the morning when everyone needs to use the toilet, it is a nightmare. I don't even have proof that I spent $400 on bond. I was talking to a welfare and student liaison officer at uni. When we were talking, I found out that my flatmate should have lodged the bond money with the RTA. I really don't think she did that, which is illegal. I really thought she was a good friend.
My situation's a bit different. I should have inspected the place before I moved in. You really need to check the place out at different times of day in case noise is a problem. That place was so noisy, especially at night when I was trying to study.
Why is renting so difficult for students?
It could be worse. I actually know someone who was a victim of a renting scam. He found a house on the net and deposited some money into the landlord's bank account without doing an inspection. Then, on the day before he was supposed to move, he found out the place didn't even exist.
It's good to hear about these experiences. I only moved here 3 months ago and I don't want to live in a bad situation again. When you check a house, you need to know how many people are sharing in that place. I was told that a landlord is not allowed to rent to more than 5 unrelated people in one house.
Yes, there seems to be a lot of things that we need to pay attention to when we're renting. Recently, I did some research on our tenancy rights and responsibilities and compiled this checklist, which can remind me and my housemates of what we have to pay attention to when we're looking for a place.
Under the Residential Tenancy and Rooming Accommodation Act 2008, your rights and responsibilities could be slightly different depending on whether you live in a general tenancy, such as a house or unit, or rooming accommodation, such as when you rent a room in private student accommodation. Think about your lifestyle and what is important to you. Check the property location, size, furnishings, noise levels, number of flatmates, pets, nearby amenities like shops and public transport. Keep all receipts for holding deposits, bond and rent in advance. If you have a rooming agreement or a periodic general tenancy agreement, you can be asked to pay up to 2 weeks rent in advance. If you have a fixed term agreement, you will be generally asked to pay 2 weeks rent in advance, but it can be up to 1 month. The landlord must lodge your bond with a Residential Tenancies Authority within 10 days, and you will be posted an official receipt. Check the lease agreement in full, as there may be special conditions. Also, make sure the length of the agreement suits you. Don't rush into signing a lease, as it will be very difficult to negotiate any changes later. Remember to return your entry condition report and keep a copy for yourself. This is important as the landlord will want to compare the condition of the property when you move out. You may want to take photos to attach to the entry condition report.
Thanks, Amy. That was really helpful. One other thing that we need to make sure of is comparing the rent for different places to make sure we're not spending too much. We shouldn't trust people too easily.
So, you said that we can learn more about tenancy rights and responsibilities from the Welfare and Students Liaison Officer?
Yeah, they're on all campuses. You only need to make an appointment. They can also help us with other services and assistance as well.